Hey everybody, Daryl Davey here with Oak and Hollow Games in the game room, and today we are going to be talking about something I have been sort of teasing a little bit over the last few videos, and have finally decided to talk about it more in length, and that is the All Hallows Eve World Map. Now, what is that exactly? I'll show you a bigger picture here in a moment. For those of you who tune in a little bit, you can see that here as well a little bit later in the video. But what it is it is a large map that accommodates up to 6 monster players, so 7 players in total, including the chaperone, unless we make rules for having 2 chaperones. Hey there, Katie, how's it going? Currently, there are no rules for 2 chaperones. A party size this big is probably going to be rare, and I understand that, but it is something I want to prepare for the eventuality of. But today is not the subject is not how we're going to do 2 chaperones. It's going to be the world map. The reason why I'm bringing this up now is because next Thursday we're going to have an Oak and Hollow game night. Hey Luke, how's it going? Playtest night where I am going to be demoing Geist and Zed as well. We've been playtesting them for a while. We had put them to the side for a bit to get some skirmish tidied up. That is moving along well, but when it comes to just how I work creatively and keeping ideas fresh and not getting burnt out on something, I've decided to pivot towards back towards All Hallows Eve for a little bit. The playtesting has been going well for both Zed and Geist, a zombie and a ghost monster, and so now we are moving on to a bigger version of testing, and that is seeing if it plays well with the original All Hallows Eve and the 3 base monsters plus the expansion monster, Krusty Ray. And the best way to get the wheels off all at one time is, to me, to get 7 people around a table, get all 6 monsters out, all of the trick-or-treaters, and, hey Mike, welcome in. Get all of the 4 original monsters and the 2 new ones that we are testing out at the table at the same time to make sure all those interactions are working well. Do the new trick-or-treaters completely wipe out the old monsters? Do they make other ones, howdy Jimmy, less useful? Are there some weird interactions between monsters that we don't see? One of the biggest ones that I'm always in the back of my mind thinking on verbiage is for Krusty Ray, since he can use other monsters' discard piles because he's a trash man. His abilities need to be able to kind of work with sets that come out later. It has worked with the original 3, and I need to make sure that it continues to work with both Zed and Geist, so they are more future-proofed. So, with all of that said, I have made a world map, and again, that accommodates, just by luck, up to 6 monsters. And what's useful for me is we did it at the ESCO Winterfest. It's quick to set up. I was also able to put down permanent lines where the trick-or-treaters can and can't be placed, so setup goes like that. Everything stays in one spot. There's still versatility on what squares we use while we're playing, so that can change up as well. But as somebody who has to set up conventions and stuff, this is just a really nice way. But getting to the point of this, I want to offer a realty investment to everybody, that you are able to purchase one of the houses on the world map. So I'm going to back up the camera here, pardon any sort of car sickness that goes on. As you see, I've got the world map here. Everything is set in. There is some lines, again, like I said, for the trick-or-treaters and so on and so forth. And it's all nice, so as people play and shake and roll dice on it, it's not going to be knocking the original tiles that move around, and just me as a gamer seeing everything all together is exciting to me. But now it is permanent. And what I want to do with this is have live streams of us playing All Hallows Eve, and I would like to sell the individual houses on the map to Oak and Hollow Game members. Think of it as a Patreon or a way to support some of our endeavors as well. It'll help just fund future projects as well. But what do you get if you buy one of the houses? Well, I've got a little map here, and they're all labeled, so I have 2D, 3C, 4D, so on and so forth. I'll put a picture of this up on... Hey, Timber! Put a picture of this up on the website later. So if there's one in particular you might be interested in, you could say, hey, I want 12F to be my house. And whenever a monster or a trick-or-treater is near 12F, we will call out, let's say, Jimmy, you're watching, Mike, you're watching too, so I'm going to use your names. Maybe Jimmy's house is here, Mike's house is there, and there's a trick-or-treater coming down, and they go, oh, hey, looks like some trick-or-treaters are showing up at Jimmy's house. They're about to collect that candy. We're going to flip that piece here, and, oh, it's a lights out. Jimmy's being a big stinker, not send out any candy. Those kids are out. And, oh, Cog is sitting by Mike's house down in the corner here. So it's a way for you to be part of this world, and as we're streaming, you might get some fun call-outs as we are playing. At this time, I'm not sure of a price. It might be a free will donation. It might be something like $5 for a house. Again, kind of think of it if you support somebody on Twitch or Discord or a Patreon. It's a way to help support us, and all that will go into making further games and expansions. And I think it's a neat way for folks to be involved with the world of All Hallows Eve. So, with that said, if any of you are interested in potentially purchasing one of these houses, air quotes, and helping us and getting your name called out when players are playing, you can either DM me, Daryl Davey. For those of you who might not be Facebook friends with me, feel free to send a message that way, or on maybe comment in the link below here. Most likely we'll be either doing PayPal or Venmo for that. And I'm going to think a little bit on prices because I don't want to rob the bank, but maybe a free will donation or something like $5 for a house, something like that, so you can get a shout out when we play. And the reason I'm bringing this up now is, hopefully, if there's enough folks to do that full 6-monster event next Thursday, we can start doing that straight away. We'll get a nice aerial shot of the map. You can watch as the game progresses, and hopefully some of the monsters or trick-or-treaters will come towards your house, and you will be a citizen of the world of All Hallows Eve. So I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. As I mentioned, I do want to discuss some of the pros and cons. We've talked about having multiple chaperones in a later video, perhaps this weekend. But I wanted to give folks about a week's head notice, so a week and a day, to get their names in, their houses bought, for that playtest on March 9th, this Thursday. So, again, if you are interested, either DM me or comment below, and we'll figure something out. The first few folks might set the bar and set the standard for how we do this, and we appreciate it, and I'd love all of you to inhabit the world. So, again, Daryl Davey with Oak and Hollow Games signing off, and you guys have a great night.